Welcome, guys. I am Casey Israel, and it's Steve Callan,
Hey, everybody.
and this is the review of AEW Collision's uh, debut episode. I really enjoyed it. Some CM Punk came on the show at the beginning, and he pretty much dropped a pipe bomb pretty much at
Yep.
the beginning.
Yes, he did.
And he took a couple shots at people like the Young Bucks,
Yeah.
and that's one of the bigger ones. But to join us is AJ Raiders. What's up, AJ?
What's going on, boys?
So
I
how
was
did you?
late.
No, don't worry about it. I was actually running late myself.
Oh, okay.
So we just only started like a couple minutes ago. So we are competing with the big boys tonight. We have Joe Crone on one end, and we got
Flip
Ted
phone
on the other.
is not.
Well, I'm just saying we're
No.
competing with the big boys, so hopefully we do okay. So, what do you guys thought of the show tonight?
It was decent for the first episode, to be honest with you. Like, the opening intro was kind of stale, in my opinion.
Are you talking about the intro music?
The intro music and the intro, like, the video package.
I kind of liked it. It's something different. It doesn't have to be heavy metal every time,
They don't have any heavy metal.
What's wrong with Elton John, though? That's a pretty good song. It fit, I think, for it. So
I thought it was okay, but every time I look at the Collision logo, it does look more like WCW Monday Night Nitro.
Exactly.
Bam is asking who the fuck has their TV on full blast.
not me.
Oh, sorry about that. Trying to find the remote.
Hold on, Fortnite is wrong because I copied the WCW logo. Are you talking about my CIR logo up there? I changed it up, like modified the one AJ had, and I straightened it out and zoomed into it.
What are you talking about?
The NWO Wolfpack looking logo.
Anyone can do that. If it's not NWO, you can do it.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no copyright on that.
No. So, I think it was a pretty good episode. It was definitely like the Outcast crew. I mean, you had Andrade El Idolo on there. He hadn't been there since 2022. So
Right.
this was his first match back on AEW. So it was pretty good.
How about that opening scene they had CM Punk, start the show,
Oh yeah, he dropped the pipe bomb with, he was telling
on the Young Bucks.
Yep.
Yeah, he took a shot at the Young Bucks. It almost feels like they're trying to do a shoot work now,
That's all wrestling is nowadays, is shoot work promos.
Well, that's why I hear about this interview that's coming up on ESPN with CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a shoot work interview. So, and it doesn't shock me. Like, if it was for real, they wouldn't have CM Punk not only on the show. No, I mean, they would just finally just got rid of him. But, I mean, right now, with all the BS behind the scenes where he keeps on running his mouth, like talking shit about the EVPs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just a matter of time. Something's gonna happen. Like, dude, he was only in the company for a year before he had his meltdown at All Out.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So, and he looked like he was happy to be part of AEW when he first came in.
Well, anybody would have getting a fat
Oh, yeah.
paycheck.
Well,
I mean, hell, look at Hogan when he jumped ship and he left WWF and he did Thunder in Paradise, and then Eric Bischoff came and lured him to WCW. They gave him a fat ass paycheck and fucking creative controls. That's pretty much what Tony Khan's doing. CM Punk is pretty much the Hulk Hogan of AEW now, it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason it'd be interesting from going forward. I mean, he got loud chants for him because it's Chicago.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. He might get booed out at other places, but.
Well, yeah.
Well, aren't the next like live shows for Collision, aren't they all in Canada?
Yeah. And
so, Steve, are you going to get one of them in Canada? The one in Winnipeg?
There is not one in Winnipeg, no.
Oh, okay.
Sadly, they not come in, which, oh well.
Well, you can't drive to the nearest place like Toronto or,
I
don't
have my license, and I don't have the money to go fly to Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if, let's say AEW is at least, I wouldn't travel to, like, Dallas to go watch it. Maybe Oklahoma City.
Oh, I forgot you guys have an arena there?
Yeah, we got arena here, but the problem is they never seem like to go to the Midwest. Oh, they always like to go
to the Midwest. They come to the Midwest all the time. Chicago, Indiana, Detroit, fucking all of them, dude.
To the southern part of the Midwest, like where I'm from in Oklahoma. Maybe.
Well, aren't you right below Texas?
You mean above Texas?
Yeah, aren't you above Texas?
Yeah, but
then you're not really Midwest, dude. You guys are like the Dust Plains. You're not Midwest. Midwest, I believe, stops from like St. Louis, like Missouri and Minnesota.
I consider us more south, but it's considered the Midwest still.
I mean, I guess if you want to claim it, I guess. But
I mean, I'm not saying that. That's what it's been known. But like I said, I prefer being as the South because I mean we're more southern than most states.
Well, yeah, you sound southern.
Oh yeah.
You sound like you're clogged too. You're like a southern cloud, like a clogged southern person.
And it gets worse when I'm sick, especially.
I know. I've heard you.
Especially when I have bronchitis. But I fought the El Elo match versus who did he fight?
Miro.
No, he fought someone different. Miro fought.
Oh, I can pull up the card lineup.
Yeah, Miro. It would make it a little easier.
JC, will you Sweepy join that match?
Because both El Idolo and Miro won their matches.
No, he faced Miro.
What?
Hold on.
I think Casey was sleeping during that match.
No. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to say hi to the chat.
Oh, did you mention that we have an old familiar face in AEW now?
Oh, yeah?
Kevin Kelly.
Oh, that's right. Kevin Kelly.
The UFC announcer, what is it, Nigel McGuinness?
Yeah.
Yeah, those two are now doing commentating for Collision.
Pretty good.
You know what? No, I think. Oh yeah, they were a good announcing team, but I I think Saturday
All I
night.
remember, from Kelly is remember Super WWE WWF Superstars from the late '90s. No, or
No, I mean
Shotgun Saturday Night.
I remember him. No, we didn't get those either.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of
Huh.
those C shows we never got that.
Hmm.
We only got like Sunday Night Heat, Velocity, and obviously Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, but nothing like even like the D show. Yeah, Kevin Kelly was in there, Costanza. So, while you get the lineup, I'll say hi to everyone.
Okay.
We got Costanza, we got Mikkel, we got Steve Callan, who's on the show right now. We got Big T, we got Bam, and we got Fortnite is Raw.
Where's Michael?
Don't know.
He should be here. Like, if he had enough time to hop on my watch along, he has time to be here.
Yeah, he said he was supposed to be here.
Yeah, he was on my watch along, so he can be here too. It's not that hard.
And we got Crazy
See,
Blade.
I got one. See, I got one right here that says it, but the one that it skips is the Miro match.
Well,
Hold on, I'll find a different one. Hold on.
Oh, it was on. Oh, it was Tony. No, yeah, Tony Nese.
Oh yeah, was it Tony Nese?
Yeah, it was Tony Nese, and the other. Yeah, it was.
Okay, so yeah, it was Tony Nese. Okay.
Yeah, because I was saying that both Miro and
I know. I had to. Yeah.
and El Idolo won their matches today. So I was like, no, they both didn't lose. Like one.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, so the start of the beginning, we have an opening scene of the Collision show video package and music. Then we cut to Kevin Kelly, which no one's seen since like the mid 90s, 2000s, with Nigel McGuinness as they're the commentating.
I think he was with Ring of Honor for the longest time afterwards.
Who?
Kevin Kelly.
Dude, I haven't seen Kevin Kelly since like he was on WWE or WWF back in the day.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I remember one now. The first match was Wardlow versus Luchasaurus. What do you mean wrong?
The first we're not starting out there. We're talking about what happened down the line first.
Yeah.
You said you want to go down the line, so we're talking about that.
We already talked about the CM Punk promo, though.
Well, I'm trying to do my best here.
Okay. Calm your tits.
You call them your fucking man tits over there. At least I don't have tits.
But
okay.
I believe it was. It says right here, it was Wardlow versus Luchasaurus for the TNT belt.
Yeah.
And this makes Wardlow loses the belt to Luchasaurus
by interference. So that was some bullshit.
That was stupid.
Yeah. But that also doesn't make him look good, though.
No.
I mean, he doesn't hold the TNT belt that long, and I mean, it's just making him look bad. So they're probably going to have to repackage him pretty soon, if you ask me.
Are you going to be the manager of Wardlow, Casey?
No.
Why not?
He just lost a lot of steam when he gained the belt, and then he lost the belt almost immediately the first time. And then he loses the belt real quick again now. I mean, when I saw him fighting Luchasaurus, I had a bad feeling that Luchasaurus was going to win, and I was correct. So, but like you said, by interference. But that even though by interference, it still didn't make him look good.
Nope.
No.
Let's see what else. The
And
next match was Buddy Matthews versus Andrade El Idolo.
Did
I
you
thought that
hear
was-
about that? Did you hear when the ring announcer was saying Buddy Matthews' name? She fucked up and said Buddy Murphy, and then she jumped and said
Oh.
Matthews.
yeah, I
Oh, really?
yeah,
Yeah.
Eh, shit happens. I mean, shit. Even CM Punk when he first came back and he was doing he was doing commentating. He kept on calling Bryan Danielson Daniel Bryan. So,
Well, look at what was it in the pandemic era? Jim Ross was saying he said something about WWE Raw or something like that, or
yeah.
he said something about being glad that you watched WWE or some shit like that. A lot of people are saying that WWE bought AEW and they were just running it separately. That's what a lot of people said back when they first started. Or, for example, Tony Schiavone, when Dynamite first started, when it was on TNT, he wanted to say WCW. He slipped a couple times, and they caught him.
well, I mean, when Jim Ross he was in WWE for forever, like what, 20 years plus. So it's gonna happen when he instead of saying AEW, he's gonna say WWE on accident. Plus, the guy's getting up there in age, so
That's your dad you're talking about there, Casey.
Oh my! Right? Did you see the picture of him today?
Yeah, Casey punched him in the eye.
Yeah, Casey wanted to do that. Casey.
Casey is like, "Well, you're being a shitty dad." Pow! Right to the eye.
That's elder abuse, Casey.
Yeah, what the hell, Casey?
when I saw that picture, I thought that was an old picture because I thought I seen that where he had a black eye before. I mean, did anyone hear the reasons why he had a black eye?
He said he fell down.
Yeah, he supposedly fell down. I don't believe that. I believe Casey punched him in the eye. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
We got old school gamer in the chat. What's up, man? But yeah, with Buddy Matthews versus Andrade El Idolo, that was a pretty good match. I think this was probably the match of the night, if you ask me. And I wasn't shocked that El Idolo won. I think he needed the win. Buddy Matthews did not need. He's not going for any other championship except what he has right now. So, I was
Costanza.
Andrade.
So wait, I got a question for you, Casey. When is it going to be Casey versus Casey? I'm curious.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I sent him the link and he doesn't show up.
The real Casey needs to come onto this show.
I'm wondering what Bam is saying. That guy needs a new name, for fuck's sakes. Is he talking about El Idolo or is he talking about Buddy Matthews?
Probably
Because
El Igolo. I
think El Idolo is a good name. It took me forever.
I don't even say it. Like I just say Andrade. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, it sucks that he never really had a real shot in the WWE. I mean, he was a good NXT champion. So
I find it more funny that it was Buddy Matthews versus I can't even fucking talk. Andrade. And literally it's Charlotte Flair versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh yeah, did you see where he did the figure eight at the? He finally.
Well, yeah, but think about it. Rhea's going out with Buddy Matthews,
Yeah.
and Charlotte's married to Andrade,
Oh,
and they were both back in NXT days. Looked like mirror images, like twins. Ashley Jr. and then the regular Ashley. So, oh, I'm sorry, we're breaking kayfabe here. People didn't know Charlotte's real name is Ashley, not Charlotte.
well, didn't everybody know that?
No, a lot of marks don't know that.
I'm sure.
Even though if you watch Nitro, you know, he tends to say that a couple times on there.
Well, if you think everyone's name is their actual wrestling name, then
Some people believe it. Some people do.
Because people dumb and they don't know how
Yeah.
to from Wikipedia.
I mean, some people are recognized by their real names, like Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for like when he was in the original version of NXT, he
Golden Black brand.
No, this is before that. This was the stupid competition.
Oh yeah.
See, I didn't watch that, so I'm not used to that. I know the Golden Black, Black and Gold brand, but I don't know.
Oh
Yeah.
I remember the competitions.
Well, but
Tough Enough.
Yeah,
There you go, Casey. Could you be on Tough Enough?
Yeah, I think I could be on Tough Enough. You know, it's funny. There is footage. I know you don't like to talk about this, but there is footage on WWE with Joe Cronin going for Tough Enough.
Oh yeah, there is.
I understand that, but you said we're going head to head with them. Why are we talking about the competition?
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Wow, you know, I'm just trying to get a free promotion here. Wow, you know. Wow, meow.
Well, the next match was Miro versus Tony Nese. Tony Nese had a good gimmick going on where he wanted to shut down Collision and have a workout session.
Stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I like it.
What'd you think, Casey?
I thought it was funny. He's like trying to tell people they're too fat that they need to work out.
I'm surprised you didn't get offended by that. Say, hey, I'm fat. Why are you talking about me like that, you son of a bitch? Why don't you eat a cheeseburger?
But I thought it was obvious Miro was going to beat him. I mean,
yeah.
If Miro would have lost to him, that would be devastating.
That would have been a bad call.
Yeah, so I still say Miro should have been world champion in the WWE. You know, so that was a big miss from WWE. Bam is correct. A lot of the wrestling viewers are fat. I agree about that. So,
well, yeah, they're a bunch of fucking neckbeards.
Oh yeah, but I think this was probably the second best match is Miro versus Tony Nese.
It was all right.
And then we had a women's match. We had the Outcast versus Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale.
I didn't get to finish that match. I'm guessing that, you know, the Outcast won.
No.
Nope.
Wow, that's a shocker.
Yeah, and what the thing is, I think Saraya or Paige, I think she's hurt again because both times the Outcast come out, Paige wasn't there, nowhere to be seen. So I'm wondering if she got hurt again.
Well, you know, her contract says if she's supposed to be there or not, you know.
Well, I mean, even if she's hurt, unless it's like she's unable to move around, she could just be their managers. I think I would not have her. I wouldn't have her as manager. I mean, I would have her as manager, but I wouldn't let her wrestle. So, because you don't want her to break her neck again for like the third time. So, it's just best to keep her retired as an active wrestler. So,
She
eh,
could always do the fucking OnlyFans thing. That's what most of these wrestler chicks do anyway. So, I mean,
why do that when you can just go on Google and you can find her nudie
right. But what I'm
pics?
saying is, if she doesn't want to wrestle no more, she can always go do OnlyFans. I mean, come on, look at Mandy Rose. She don't need WWE anymore. She makes
Yeah,
she
but
makes $1 million in like 2 months. Or like what? Yeah, I think she is already a multi-millionaire now from OnlyFans.
I'm not gonna pay to see her.
Casey, we know you're desperate. You would
Damn.
somehow or some way you would.
But I was not a huge fan of the main event, quite frankly.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
take it or leave it.
I'm I'm not a big fan of these multi tag team matches. That they always do. Like, I can understand they want to put all these big names together. Like, you got Bullet Club Gold and
Yeah, what
Strong.
the hell is that? Like, what is there? What are they? Different colored Power Rangers now?
Well, it's kind of like the NWO. You got the black and white NWO. You got Wolf Pack,
Yeah, but there's different because there was NWO Hollywood and NWO Wolfpack because the NWO was so big that
yeah,
they had to split it up. That's the reason why. Plus, people hated Hogan and they liked Nash, so they went with Nash instead of Hogan. I mean, but there's a big difference. I mean, come on, AJ Styles started Bullet Club with Cody and the Bucks and Omega and all that back in New Japan.
Oh no, Finn Balor was part of the original.
Well, I mean, come on, dude. Finn Balor versus AJ Styles wins hands down.
But that would be a great match, though.
Yeah.
But I was not a real big fan of this main event. It'd be interesting what they're gonna do moving on. It was cool that's a 2-hour show. And I think Saturday night's not a bad spot to have wrestling.
I mean, it's not 6:05. It could have been.
Right? I think the show flew by, though.
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, I feel that's what I was saying about Rampage. I feel like they don't put too much effort into Rampage.
They don't.
Well, yeah, it's only a 1-hour show on TNT. Friday nights at what 10?
They should get rid of it.
Yeah, right after SmackDown.
Yeah, so it's like, well, what the fuck is the point of having it? Nobody watches Rampage.
Right?
Well, the problem is they don't take it serious, and like you said, it's 1 hour. I mean, if they expanded it to 2 hours, then and you kind of do what they're doing with Collision. It's like Collision is now considered like their SmackDown. So,
well, yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Casey. But since we're not talking WWE and they're trying to refer themselves as the competition, I would say that this new Saturday show that we just seen, it's very confusing because I get what. Remember we were talking about how AEW is trying to be like the blending factor of WCW and ECW together.
yeah.
Okay, that's the vibes I get off, because if you really look at it, they're the only thing minus the Monday show, that there's no Monday show and there's no Thursday show. But I mean, literally, Dynamite's Nitro, even though Collision has the Nitro logo, clear as day.
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously Rampage or Collision. No, Rampage is the Thunder, and then you have Collision as Saturday nights that, how it used to be on 605 on TBS. But now it looks like it's reversed. That I don't know. This company's a fucking headache.
I see. The thing is, people are saying that. I kind of lost train of thought for a second. I just think it's It should have been Rampage as this plot, but I think Saturday is good for it. I don't think it's bad, but I agree where you said this is the blending of WCW and ECW, and that, you know what? I kind of almost toss in a little bit of TNA is sprinkled in this.
Okay, like I would like to retract. I want to retract something, or actually add on to that statement. They're like WCW light, but trying to be heavy ECW or ECW light. Okay, it's WCW light, ECW light, thrown in with New Japan Pro Wrestling light.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But I still say you sprinkle TNA on top of that as well because you got all the lightweights.
Are we talking about? Oh, you mean the X division?
Yeah, the X division, and I'm talking about pre-Hogan era.
Oh, so you're talking about the actually good TNA from like 2002 to 2010, prior to Hogan and Bischoff coming in.
Yeah, I get the vibes of that era in that. So
I can see where you're coming through with that, but the only thing is, what made TNA stand out was the six-sided ring that has never happened ever in wrestling.
Nope.
Oh, Triple H did that. Yeah, Triple H is doing that now. I don't know if they.
But Casey, I gotta ask you this: who was the originator of this? Because I don't know. All I know is TNA. When I think six sides of wrestling ring, I think TNA because I think of Lockdown. The 6 sides of steel.
I don't know which one. I bet money it was probably Triple H because we know Triple H was there before TNA.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like
I'm shocked that New Japan has been around so long now.
No, I'm not shocked about that. But
they have outlived Jim Crockett Promotions, WCW, TNA. A lot of the territories that were there prior to, they're still around.
Well, you got to remember, a lot of these wrestlers, if they're doing independent scenes, they'll go to Japan because they're going to make good money in Japan because they actually pay their wrestlers pretty well over there.
Well, I think the art form of wrestling over in Japan means more to them than it is the glitz and the glamour and the pyro.
I agree. I totally agree.
I mean, I'm not trying to say anything. Like, I've never seen a New Japan Pro Wrestling match ever in my life. I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
Like you said, that they take it serious.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've never seen anything. I mean, I know Bullet Club because everybody knows fucking Bullet Club. I mean,
it's their version of the NWO.
Yeah, it's their cheap knockoff, watered down version. Kevin Nash did try to sue them because they used that Wolfpack logo. The hand gesture.
No, WWE tried it.
Yeah,
originally it was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall that heard about fucking Bullet Club using the Wolfpack logo because they came up with that logo. Not WWE. They did because they own that. They sold some of it to WWE to make money off of it. Kevin Nash owns that. Like the Outsider's name, he owns that. He owns partial rights to the NWO because he bought it back in the WCW days. Just because Vince buys something doesn't mean he owns it outright. You have to buy out people's shares. or what they own, because it doesn't work like that. Oh yeah, I buy WCW, so I own everything. No, it doesn't work that way. Arn Anderson owns the name Four Horsemen now.
Well,
Isn't Four
because
Horsemen a part of WCW?
well, the thing is, there's trademarks like
Exactly.
that they lose that they don't follow up and re-up on them. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's like how Cody Rhodes, like, he had to wait until like very late stages in his career in AEW before he'd be called Cody Rhodes, because when he left, all he was called was Cody for years,
Right.
because WWE owned the rights to the Rhodes names.
That's like, say, if someone took Is Raw from you and your name's just Casey.
Yeah.
Like that one little kid could copyright Is Raw or Casey Raw or something, takes your name, and now you're just Casey.
I'm going to talk about that. We got to get that. We're going to have to send a cease and desist to that.
Casey's gonna strike down this fucking like 12-year-old kid online. He does it to the little kids on fucking Fortnite. He sits there and reports them.
Right?
He's like, they're definitely cheating.
All them are cheaters.
I'm gonna report them.
Well, hold on. When I'm behind a solid
Technically.
object and I see someone kill me through a solid object, I mean, come on.
Right.
I mean, in real life, yeah, if you're able to shoot through a tree, yes. But there's going to be a different. Like when I'm playing in Fortnite, you're not like, yes, you can shoot through a window, but like you can't shoot through a wall, like through a crack in the wall. It's not like that. So I feel like they're cheating. And yes, games like Fortnite and even Nintendo games like Mario Kart and Splatoon, they get hacked and where people cheat on it.
So Casey, according to you, everybody cheats, right?
Hold on, I don't report people as much as I used to, unless I believe they were cheating.
If they shoot you, you report them.
No,
I've seen that happen.
I've been mostly good, unless if I get killed by an anonymous, then that's different, because I feel like that we don't know if that's a bot or someone's hiding behind something. So, but I mean, there's a few times I have footage somewhere where I was. This is early stages of playing Fortnite, where I was hiding in the room, and someone breaks the roof open, and they knew exactly where I was. They popped up and killed me in the corner.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Because I watched your stream earlier. You reported 2 people in a row today.
Yeah.
How is that? Oh, I don't report everybody that shoots and kills me. You just lied on camera.
Wow.
No, I mean, did I do that today? Yes.
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie about that. So,
but you just said you don't report everybody that shoots you.
Yeah,
they did, and you reported 2 people.
But I don't report everyone. I feel like if it was an honest, true battle and I lost, or if I fucked up and I get killed, I'm not gonna report them. But we really gotta move on. And
yeah, you always get us off track right here, Casey. It's always Casey. You know what's funny is, Steve?
What?
The one time when Casey literally was trying to do a fucking postponed show for, I think it was Friday as Raw. He can't even focus on the screen. He's too busy watching fucking Drew's live stream for Legend of Zelda. It's like he's trying to say what he wants to say, but yet he's getting distracted and watching Drew. It's like focus, kid. He needs some like Ritalin, like to snort up his nose or something.
Well, I used to take Ritalin,
So did I.
I think everybody.
but I didn't like it because it got me focused. But the problem was when I was on Ritalin, it will I would lose my appetite, where I would not want to eat anything, and when it wore off, I binge. So
You binged for hours on end, huh?
no, I mean, you eat a lot of stuff at once.
Let me ask you, did your mom and dad have to put padlocks on the doors?
No, they probably should do the refrigerator. We used to have the refrigerators all filled up with sodas, and we're only allowed to have one a day. And
in case he had 12.
I would sneak another one every once in a while. Yes.
He puts 2 in his pockets at a time, walks back to the room. An hour later, goes back to the refrigerator, grabs 2 more. Just rinse and repeat. But yeah, let's get back on topic.
Yes.
Answered this one from Big T. He says, "How long until Punk's next temper tantrum will happen?" I say we get at least one more flare up before the end of the end of the year. Oh, definitely, I agree. There's going to be
the next pay-per-view.
I see. Yeah, that could happen.
I mean, we're right in the middle of the year.
Or maybe during a live collision.
I give it 3 months before we have another problem with CM Punk.
Oh, right.
Now the question is the Young Bucks on Collision, or are they strictly on Dynamite?
They're on Dynamite.
Because I heard that they're doing like a brand split between Dynamite and Collision to keep those two, or that group, and CM Punk away from each other.
Tony Khan said he doesn't really call it a brand split,
but that's what it looks like.
Even though
Tony Khan's a fucking neckbeard. He's a mark.
No, I know it is, but he tries not to say that. But he's just dumb.
We'll look at all the shit he's done.
I don't think it's a bad idea, though. If the brand split, like you can have more talent to be.
That's what it gives people opportunity on this show that don't get showcased on Dynamite.
Yeah, exactly. Because they had the opportunity on YouTube with the Dark and Dark Elevation, but who actually wants to sit and watch dark matches? That means nothing.
I never watched that.
I really didn't either because they don't mean anything. You remember the point when WWE would have...
Big T. Hey, breaking news. Big T he put in the chat, he said, there's reports behind the scenes that the cameras kept telling Kenny to mention Collision when the Young Bucks, I guess, were on Dynamite this past Wednesday. I guess there was like some controversy with the Bucks and Kenny Omega about not promoting Collision because it's a CM Punk show and their show is Dynamite. I mean, is there anything to confirm about that?
No, I don't know anything about that.
See, the thing is, I think that's stupid because they're EVPs. They should be promoting all the shows.
Oh, they're kids, dude. Come on, they're little kids throwing a tantrum just like CM Punk is a little kid throwing a tantrum.
That's like...
Work together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean... It's just stupid. You're all part of the same team. Why are you going to promote one show and not the other?
Because egos get in the way because they think they're fucking... They're fucking... wait, hold on. They're getting too big for their britches there. How about that? Their egos are getting in the way. How about you take your ego
put it off to the fucking side. Unless you want to be the next WCW and be bought out by Vince McMahon or Triple H in the next couple years, get your shit together, work as a team, and do what you got to do to make your company successful. See, Cocaine Nose Khan doesn't realize what the fuck he's doing. I'm sorry, dude. No one's eyes get that fucking big and fucking look like that if you're doing without doing coke. I'm sorry. Whose eyes get that fucking big?
I think he's kind of know what he's doing. I mean, they're getting the most money from a network that's not WWE or WCW. I mean, TNA was not getting the money that AEW is getting from Warner right now.
But
now,
Casey, there's a big difference with what you just said. WCW, Ted Turner was funding WCW.
Oh yeah, but
there's a big difference.
Well,
Warner Brothers Discovery is giving Tony Khan money to run the show.
They're paying TV rights.
Right.
I mean, they're having 5 hours on their channels right now. You know, you got 2 hours of Dynamite, 1 hour of Rampage, and 2 hours of Collision, and then, actually 6 with that backstage show they do. I don't even know if they're still doing that.
To be fair, the only reason AEW started is because Tony Khan used that.
He knew the head guy at Warner Brothers Discovery. They were buddies in college, and he said, "Hey, we're looking for more sports." And Tony Khan said, "Well, how about a wrestling company?" The guy knew nothing about prior to 20 years ago when WCW was on Turner. He had no fucking clue about it.
He still used some of Daddy's money, though.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. He does it to this day.
Well, no shit.
But, I mean, it's a good thing, though, being part of this Warner Discovery, be part of that, because they're a big company now. I mean, that's like, they're on the, they're probably bigger than NBC Universal almost. So,
who is?
Warner Discovery. They're almost as big as NBC Universal.
Well, let's see here, Casey. Turner came out before any other news organization or TV. So think about it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was one of the biggest channels on cable when it first came out.
This is true.
So TNT, I mean, being on TNT and TBS is not a bad thing. No. I mean, honestly, if you had to tell me between TNT or TBS or being on Spike, we lost AJ for a second. I'd rather be on TNT or TBS than Spike.
Yeah.
Like, Spike was good for TNA.
I remember Spike. Well, Spike had TNA. They also did some Raw on Spike.
Yeah, they had Raw for 5 years until, they left to go back to USA.
What happened? I think it went out of business, right? Casey, Spike went out of business.
What?
Like that channel, like the Spike channel. I think they went out of business, right?
I don't know. I think they're still going. Well, I mean, they were doing good for a while. I mean, yeah, they had WWE Raw. They even I think they had Heat on there.
Yeah, they had Heat.
And then when they left, they got TNA. And when they had TNA, they also got the UFC. They helped build UFC to what they are today.
Oh, Bam says they changed the name.
It wouldn't shock me.
Sorry about that. The fucking server kicked me.
Really? I thought it was Casey.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened.
No, it wasn't Casey. Like, all of a sudden, I literally was saying something, and fucking the server completely kicked me off.
Wow.
Yeah, it does that every once in a while. I know it does it to text.
Yeah.
Like I never really
Never
kicked
had that
anyone
issue.
off the call ever,
Oh.
unless or just the only reason I do that to fuck.
There's
with
only been
you,
one
but-
time you ever reported somebody on the server, and that was when those trolls came on to the stream.
Yeah,
Oh
And-
yeah, I remember that.
like when we were getting those kids coming on.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's when we had to tighten up the.
Yep.
Yep.
Like when those kids came on, I was like, all right, that's it. No more of that. I
Nope.
mean,
Nope.
that was ruined a lot of that ruined a lot of opportunities right there.
Right.
But what AJ, would you
What's
prefer
up?
to be on Spike then, or
Oh,
be
I
on
didn't hear the
TNT or
question.
CBS? Huh?
I didn't hear your prior to question because I was kicked off.
Well, it's pretty much the question I was asking you right here.
Would I rather be on Spike or Spiker/USA Network or TNT or TBS?
No, Spike or the network.
Turner?
Yeah.
I would rather be on Turner, to be honest with you. I mean, Turner has more eyes on the product. That's not just wrestling. I mean, think about Turner. You literally have, people that watch The Big Bang Theory. Ring runs The Big Bang Theory. Any show that's on Turner. I mean, they promote a lot of stuff on TBS, TNT, CNN. I mean, fucking the Travel Channel, everything. Anything that Turner owns, the Turner Classic Movies, anything that's Cartoon Network, they promote that stuff. Yeah, I mean, that draws more eyes. But at the same time, if you're talking like Universal, NBC Universal, they do a lot too to promote their stuff. So, I mean...
Spike says, Big T says Spike. Big T says Spike is now called the Paramount Network. I mean, is that the same Paramount like Paramount Studios?
Yeah.
Like the one who...
Yeah, Paramount Plus. Yeah, they own that. He's right.
But hold on, I thought Spike was part of Viacom.
It is internationally. There's Viacom International, and there's Viacom that owns MTV, Paramount. The list goes on. Like for Beavis and Butthead, MTV, Viacom own that.
Yeah, I'm just with all these mergers. It's hard to remember who's with who. Like,
oh yeah, it's a headache, dude. It's a big headache.
Yeah, I'm not. And I guarantee you had to. Some of these channels, they had to be careful how many channels they merge with before it's getting close to a monopoly.
Oh yeah.
That's what they called WWE for years. They called it monopoly, but when one got bought out and the other one shut down, and then, yeah, it was a monopoly, but it's not. You still had indie promotions.
You had
Small
ROH.
Yeah.
You had NWA still going.
Yeah, and
you had TNA, NWA, TNA. Yep. You had we already said ROH. New Japan. I don't know if you'd call New Japan independent. I mean, they've been around for a very long time, right?
And
Smoky Mountain, right?
Yeah,
or do you consider that indie?
They're almost more of independence or territory. No, Smoky Mountains. I think
development.
I thought they were more territorial.
Really? I thought they were, because Jim Cornette owned it, and it was a territory for OVW that was for WWE.
And then you had the Jerry Lawler's promotion. They were also helped like their farmer or farm league for the WWF for a while too.
Right.
So, going back to Collision, I think it's a good night for Saturdays to do that because I mean, when I'm not really doing much on Saturday, I wouldn't mind sitting down watching a couple hours of wrestling if it's good.
Right.
So,
But
I
what,
mean,
in your honest opinion, now that it's pretty much what, 2 hours Dynamite, 2 hours Collision, and an hour of
Rampage.
So that's 5 hours of wrestling right there. Do you think that's oversaturating AEW as a whole, or do you think they need to cut back some? Because it might happen with Turner again. That fucking they say that, oh yeah, we need you to do 3 hours of Dynamite and 3 hours of Collision, because from what I heard, Collision was a Turner decision.
That's what I was hearing too. I mean, I heard rumors that they did it so they can have CM Punk be on its own show. But I'm like when he seemed like he was on the fence about leaving. Sounds like someone's car's going off in the back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's bad because the talent that more talent gets more exposure. I think that's good. I mean, like I said before, I stopped watching Rampage because, I mean, it really means nothing.
Yeah, it's just, I don't get it. I think personally, I think they need to move like Rampage, either flip Rampage to like no, because then all the neckbeards and all them would be like, oh, it's the Monday Night Wars Part 3. It's like,
are you talking about put it on Monday? I was thinking maybe put it on Tuesday and have it like maybe put another hour on top of it and it goes run against NXT.
Why? They already did it. They already destroyed NXT.
Yeah, but I mean, this is their. I guess you almost call Rampage is their C show now. You know.
Well, technically, if you want to go by standards right now, because Collision has only had their first show, technically it goes Dynamite is their A show, Rampage is their B show, and Collision is their C show.
Well, but they're having more big name talents on Collision.
Right. I get that.
And it has 2 hours when Rampage only has one.
Then if I was Warner Brothers Discovery, I'd get on the phone with Tony Khan and just tell him scrap Rampage. There's no fucking point of it. Because that's just like how AEW had Dark and Dark Elevation on YouTube. Now it's gone.
Well, the reason why they did that, right?
What was that?
Because when they got Collisions signed up, they bought the exclusive footage of AEW on Turner Networks. So that means they had to remove Dark and Dark Elevation off YouTube.
Okay, well, okay. Instead of let's take this as a perspective. Okay, so let's say they keep Dynamite on Wednesday nights, right? They don't move them to Monday. They have another war, right? Because that's obviously what Tony Khan doesn't want, is another war. Because you'd get killed. But
yeah, on Monday, yes.
He would get killed.
Right now, yeah.
But okay, say like we put we take off Rampage. We completely. There's no more Rampage, right?
Yeah,
How about they put ROH in a slot?
they're not going to do that because I would love to see that. Because I mean I believe the only way you can watch Ring of Honor right now is through their app. I
Yeah, the
think.
BR or the BR app, right? Is that what it is? Bleacher Report.
No, it's the Honor Club.
Oh, Honor Club.
So, but they don't want Ring of Honor. I mean, I would love to see it on TNT or TBS. Give me 1, maybe 2 hours of Ring of Honor. I would watch that.
Well, no, all I'm saying is because if Rampage is a failure that nobody really watches, except for the diehard AEW neckbeards, you know.
Oh, I agree with you. I'd rather take that and make it Ring of Honor. I totally agree. But I think they tried to talk to them about putting it on the Turner networks, but they didn't
Right.
want Ring of Honor.
It's
And
understandable.
no one on different networks want Ring of Honor because they're going to get a second tier AEW show, even though I think Ring of Honor they could do pretty good with it, you know?
Right. No, I
Especially,
agree.
I mean, it'll be their farm league. I mean, to me, back in '02, I thought Ring of Honor is as the new age ECW when ECW died. I
Well,
mean,
I really
people,
thought. Well, speaking of that, you say that you thought Ring of Honor was the second coming of ECW. What
yeah.
about CZW or XPW? Though that was more in the same vein of ECW than Ring of
Well,
Honor was.
I wasn't talking about like the hardcore part, like
Okay.
where they're building new established stars coming out of
Okay.
ECW. Like,
Okay, because I'm sorry, I didn't understand it. Because like how I take it as the like
yeah,
you're talking about the different veins. Because think about this way. Okay, WCW went out in 2001, in
yeah,
March of 2001. TNA NWA TNA came in March of 2002.
yeah,
So that was their weekly pay per views. This wasn't like Spike or anything of that. That came in 2004 when it was still
oh yeah.
yeah. But no, the
They
point of
were
the
on
matter
Fox, yeah,
is
they were on Fox Sports One, I
yeah,
think.
yeah, that's right. It was Fox Sports 1. But the point of the matter is it's like okay, so TNA is the second coming of WCW.
Yeah,
CZW and XPW are in the same vein, if not the same as ECW as a second coming in that vein because of the hardcore
yeah,
deathmatch wrestling.
I agree with the hardcore part, but like I said, was the reason why I compared ECW to Ring of Honor is because how there Paul Heyman was very good about making stars that would eventually move out and go to either WCW or the WWF, while Ring of Honor was doing the same thing. Stars would come out of that, and they either go to WWE or they will go to TNA. Because, I mean, they would come out and people who's wrestling in Ring of Honor knew how to wrestle, and Ring of Honor wasn't really all about hardcore. It was actually pretty much about this about professional wrestling, you know?
I got to agree with Big T in the chat right here when he said this statement. He said, I'm very adamant that if NWA Power got a proper TV deal, they would have definitely be the third alternative to AEW and WWE. Oh, dude, I guarantee you this. That's what really, if you really look back in the 80s with the whole NWA and Crockett, because that, if you really pay attention to the NWA now that Billy Corgan owns, it is Jim Crockett Promotions. It is the NWA. It's just, it's studio wrestling, how it used to be. It's not the glitz and glamour when Ted bought Jim Crockett Promotions in the NWA and turned it to WCW. It's the same exact company, yes, but just without the WCW. I would love. I literally myself. I have tweeted at Billy Corgan. I've tweeted at TBS, TNT to get a contract TV deal done. I think instead of them doing YouTube videos or YouTube live streams of their wrestling, they should be on a network. They should be on TBS and TNT. But the pandemic fucked that up because literally, and AEW in general actually fucked that up because I heard it was a sabotage because the NWA was around before AEW started because I think it was like 6 months, about 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. I believe that NWA was around, the new NWA, not the old Crockett NWA, but the new NWA that Billy Corgan bought after he got fucked over by Impact and TNA. But anyways, they were supposed to have a TV deal, but Tony Khan came in with daddy's money, of course, and said, hey, don't do this deal. This is an old company that nobody cares about. Put my show on that's brand new, plus his buddy was the head of Warner Discovery. So, of course, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, let's go with our buddy's show and, fuck this old company that doesn't draw flies. So, yeah, I can see,
Well, I mean, honestly, it.
Oh, you're welcome, Steve.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, Steve. When you're saying all that, it totally reminds me of someone else who came through and bought TV time off other networks and put their stuff instead.
Sounds you mean like Black Saturday with Vince McMahon and fucking Georgia Championship Wrestling?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that pissed off Ted right there. That's what really started that feud between Ted Turner and fucking Vince McMahon was the Black Saturday. Because you pissed off, like, I think it was like 30 or 50,000 rednecks in Georgia that said, where's my Georgia Championship Wrestling? You know what I mean? And what is this New York fucking crap that they're seeing on their TVs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to mention that Vince McMahon sold his TV shares to Jim Crockett for $1 million for 605.
Yeah. But, granted, I think they made the right decision. I mean, like you said, NWA Power was great when it first came out.
The first year was great. When they changed Into the Fire to like Pantera's I'm Broken, and they had all these different other fucking bands that were doing songs, you should have kept Into the Fire. That was the best thing that NWA Power ever had. That intro in the theme, it was perfect. You literally had space themed with fucking the NWA flying with the power, and and he had Into the Fire. It was perfect. Sorry, go ahead, Casey.
I agree. But like when the pandemic happened, they had to shut down for a while, and Billy Corgan let a lot of people leave, like Ricky Starks, Eli Drake,
Eddie Kingston's, Thunder Rosa. Fucking a lot of good wrestlers on WWE and AEW came from the NWA.
Yeah.
And hell, look who they NWA just lost. Their biggest star in Nick Aldis. How do
Yeah,
you lose Nick Aldis? Nick Aldis, me personally, when I watched NWA Power, I was a huge Nick Aldis mark. Nick
yeah,
Aldis is one of the best wrestlers there is going to the day. Now he's on Impact. That what 40,000 people watch.
yeah. Well, I mean, when they were doing it, I really liked his group that he formed. I think it was called Strictly Business, and it it was kind of like during that time frame. I swear, this was pre Bloodline, but you had Strictly Business, and you had two big like WWE had their big faction. I don't remember what it was, and then you had another faction. I think on AEW, and like it was good. So, but it sucked that they lost. They lost their momentum because of the pandemic, and it's not helping when their world champion is Tyrus. So, I mean, I don't know what happened. Maybe they just Nick Aldis probably just doesn't like Billy Corgan's direction right now, because I mean, who actually watches Impact now? But
Oh,
uh,
sorry about that. I know, dude. I don't watch Impact. Hell no, dude. I stopped watching TNA Impact Wrestling when AJ Styles left, and that was 2013.
really, was it that? How
Yeah,
long? I think
AJ
it was.
Styles was in the Indies. He was at ROH for a while. Then he went to New Japan Pro Wrestling for the longest time. Then he went to WWE.
Yeah, I think he come in the WWE like 2016,
Yeah,
2017.
yeah, 2016 Royal Rumble.
So
So think about this. He literally left in 2013, went to ROH for about a year. Or no. I take that back. I screwed up on that one. He went to New Japan Pro Wrestling after TNA.
yeah,
Spent there for a couple years. Then went to ROH for a year. Then went to WWE in 2016.
yeah, and like I was about the same time frame when they went from honestly Spike to Destination America. I was kind of like,
To Anthem.
yeah. Well, I mean, you could see when they were leaving Spike that the ship was sinking because the crowds wasn't as big as they used to. It looked like they were damn near in the fucking gym.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you look at the older TNA, like, no, I'm not talking just NWA TNA, but look at like the Impact Zone for TNA Impact, like when it was really good, it looked cool, even though it was on a sound stage in Orlando, Universal Studios Orlando. It still was cool because you had the six side ring, you had the cage, the black cage fence around the fans in the sections. You had the
Yeah,
black barrier. You had the double tunnels. That was pretty cool. That like the bad guys would come out of one tunnel, and the good guys would come out of the other tunnel, and there was literally two stages. I liked
yeah,
that. That was pretty cool.
yeah. And AEW was doing the same thing,
No,
but
no, no, not
they,
that. I'm talking about a whole different thing. Like if you went back to early TNA,
yeah,
like
they
they
had
had
one
two
on one side.
stages.
Yeah,
No, no,
they
no,
had
no,
one.
not that. No, not that, Casey. They literally had two stages. I'll send you a clip. They literally had good guy. They had a stage, a
Yeah,
whole
I know what you're
stage
talking
by
about. There's
themselves.
one
Okay.
like one on one side of the building and the one on the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
for faces and heels coming out.
Yep. Yep. That was
That's what
interesting. That was innovative right there.
it was alright. I mean, I never understood like when AEW was doing the two tunnels, like right there, like there's like, oh, I'm a bad guy now, so that means I have to go through that tunnel instead of that one. I mean, like it just made no sense. I'm like,
Right.
And then Cody Rhodes would come out through the middle. Like they
Come
would
out to the
bring,
middle.
yeah, because there's
What
that
company was
structure
this?
for AEW.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still talking about TNA.
No, I was
Okay.
because I was telling. I think it was stupid with AEW's two tunnels because they're on one stage,
Yeah.
and like, okay, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
And then Cody Rhodes would come through the middle where the structure would come up, and then he would come out of it. So, but I think it was a pretty good show for the night. As the Collision, it was okay. I think it was more like a middle of the road. I was not a fan of the women's match, and the main event. I was not a fan of that either.
It was to me.
I give it a 5 out of 10. It was right in the damn middle. If you ask me.
I would say the same, about 5 out of 10. Yeah, I can agree with you on that one.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was mediocre.
Yeah.
But thanks to not only Steve Callan coming by, thanks AJ coming by. This was just a one-off for because it was just something cool to talk about, and we gave our opinions, and obviously we shoot the shit about wrestling afterwards. So
Yeah.
you
For
guys
the
want
yeah.
our review, you have to rewind at the beginning. So for AJ and Steve, I am Casey is Raw, and thank you for watching. See you guys.